why do I keep calling it the top? As if I'm gonna make her a bottom, a pair of jeans. Hi friends, welcome to Funshine Fab Crochet. I am Kelsey and this here is Sunday. Her second gotcha day is coming up in just a couple weeks, and I figured what better way to celebrate than to make matching sweaters for the two of us. I've already made my sweater. I'm wearing it now. So let's get started on hers. Do you have anything to say? And Sunday is over it. I have a few things to go over before we get started. First of all, I wanted to wear that sweater that I was wearing, but I live in Tennessee and it's September. It's like in the upper 80s is what I'm getting at, and it's really warm. Secondly, this is the yarn I used to make my sweater, and it's the yarn I'm going to use to make her sweater, obviously. How else would it be matching? It's the Red Heart Bitty Stripes. I don't think I'd ever used this stuff before. It's in the colorway Crayon Box. If you watched my Get to Know Me, my intro video, you know that I don't use patterns, and that is not me bragging. I'm quite literally too stupid to understand how to use patterns. I just like winged this, and it's an old sweater I made for her, and this was the first one I'd ever made for her, or any dog for that matter, and I made a lot of mistakes. But I'm going to use this as an idea because it fits her for the most part, but this neck part I made way too loose. I'm going to use this as a guide though, to know roughly where to put the leg holes and all that good stuff. So let's get started. And I am going to start with the neck part at the top. I complained about being hot in that sweater, and here I am about to get up and turn the temperature down because it's cold in here. Turn the temperature up? I don't know. Did you guys know Burger King brought back the Cine Minis? And if you're like, Kelsey, what's the Cine Minis? I don't know, I never had them either. But everybody seems to be really into them, which makes you wonder why they took them away in the first place. Something to think about. Ah, that snuck up on me. Okay, I've made 47 rows, and now I'm going to slip stitch it to the beginning. If I had any brains at all, I would have just used her collar to measure this part that goes around her neck, but I was born without brains, and I'm too lazy to get up. And I didn't mention this when I was wearing that sweater, but let me just tell you that that thing is made almost entirely of single crochets, and I made it in less than 2 days. That rhymes. And I'm really proud of myself because if you know, you know. Single crochets ain't no joke. That being said, I'm probably gonna make hers out of double crochet because let's face it, she has fur. I don't want her to overheat. Another issue this first doggy sweater had that I made for her was I didn't leave enough space. Like, this part was supposed to be around her neck, and then obviously her legs go right here. I didn't make enough rows right here, so the neck part was like always getting pulled down beyond her neck, even like onto her back. So I'm gonna make more rows before I start the leg holes on this one. I'm learning. So Sundae is the first dog I've ever had who was mine all mine. Well, obviously she's Austin's dog too, but I've only ever had dogs in my life that were family dogs. She's the first dog that's ever been truly mine. But she's also the first dog I've ever had that wore clothes and didn't care. Like, we can put any clothes on her and she doesn't care. She'll take a nap, she'll wear it wherever. Doesn't care, doesn't mind a collar. I've never had a dog that was so easygoing. And I love it. She has a bumblebee rain jacket that she wears when it's raining. It has a hood on it and everything. She doesn't care. Sometimes the hood touches her ears and it makes her shake, but she still doesn't seem to mind it. She has a Halloween costume that's a cow. And that cow costume has a detachable bonnet. She doesn't love the bonnet because her ears, but the other part does not faze her. She will be dressed like a cow and not care. And I made a cow hat, and I took some pictures with her in her little matching cow costume. And reflecting on those pictures is what made me think I should make us some more matching clothes. And that is why we're here right now. I think I'm going to do one more row of double crochets before I start with her leg holes. I don't think the sweater is wide enough because I'm going to be real with you. This dog is built ridiculous. Her build makes no sense. She's looking like Dolly Parton in the chest, which is much smaller than her belly area. Except that one time I took her to the vet and they said, "Hey, this dog's really overweight. How much are you feeding her?" And I said, "Oop, sorry about that. How much should she weigh?" And they were like, "She needs to lose 6 pounds." And I was like, "Oh, I see." Yeah, she was about 38 pounds. She was about 38 pounds one time when I was feeding her too much. But she's about 32 now, so all is well. I didn't realize she was gaining weight, even though everyone was telling me she was. But all is right in the world. She's skinny now. Well, she's her version of skinny now. She's just built kind of thick. Just built different. Oh, and if you're wondering what breed Sundae is, I'll let you know because we had a doggy DNA test done. She is, I can't remember the percentages very well, but I know she's 60% Beagle. And then 13% American Eskimo. That one surprised me. And then she's got some Shih Tzu. That's where the little legs come from. Everybody thinks she's mixed with a weenie dog. She's not. And then Chow Chow, which did not surprise us because she has purple spots on her tongue and then purple spots on her gums. I'm really hoping these sweaters look the same, even though I'm using different stitches to make them. If you crochet, you know. Sometimes if you use a color changing yarn and do single crochets, it looks completely different than using the same yarn and doing half doubles or double crochets. The further into this I get, the more worried I am that I did not make the neck hole big enough. But it's super stretchy, so I'm just trying to trust my intuition. And she's over there just sleeping, by the way. Here I am, working, making her something, and what is she doing? Napping. What can you do? At this point, I think I'm going to start doing single crochets on this underbit part that's going to be on her chest, and then wrapping around to do double crochets with probably some half doubles in between, and then back to single right here, just so that the part on her underside is shorter than the part that goes back towards her tail on her back. I want that to be longer. Yeah, so I'm gonna start that now. Okay, now I'm going to downsize in hook, and I'm going to create ribbing around the end just like I did around the neck. Now I'm going to do a little bit of ribbing or maybe just double crocheting around the little legs here. I don't have to do much because she's got those teeny tiny precious little baby legs. Okie dokie. I've got those little sleeves done. Now I'm just going to weave in these ends and let's get this pooch dressed up. And cross your fingers that this fits because I'm getting nervous. And there you have it. I was afraid of the sweater being too tight or too small, and it turns out it is too loose around her belly. I'll probably fix that before her Gotcha Day pictures, but it's really not too big of a deal to me. I think it looks cute on her. It's loose fitting. But thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of thing, let me know in the comments. If you have any ideas for future crochet videos, also let me know in the comments. Maybe like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye!